Okay, it looks like we're on the air, and this is Dr. J coming back to you at 11 a.m. every day, except for Tuesdays. I think we're going to do a Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Dr. J at 11. A lot to talk about as always, but I promise that the main topic would be my open letter to Mr. Callaway, the manager of the New York Mets. Notice I have my Mets hat on to the occasion. And I promise a different hat every day, which I will do. So let's get right at it. But before we get right at it, the Mets did managed to lose again, 2-0 at Atlanta, or to Atlanta. I don't know. I didn't even watch the game. Not even sure if it was. I think it was on the road. And I know Jay Bruce took a lot of heat, especially from one of my friends. I was a greatest Yankee fan in New York City, but he watches Met games. And he was really down on Bruce and down on the manager for not holding him accountable for his dogging it in right field, apparently. Um, that throw didn't keep a guy from taking an extra base, a catch he should have made, whatever. I don't really have a strong opinion on it because I didn't see the game, but you guys can let me know what you think. If you want, you can join this hangout. Just simply click on the link that I tweeted. But if you don't, just enjoy and watch the show. And you can always leave feedback via comments afterwards. So let's get right at it. Basically, my suggestion to Mr. Callaway is that he do something a little different with the starting pitching and the relief pitching. And my argument goes, well, you know what? I'm going to let you read the letter, and then we'll talk about it instead of my explaining the letter before I even let you have a chance to read it. So I'm going to minimize this share screen. Let's see. Share screen. Excuse me. So I'm going to share screen, minimize it, and I'll let you look at the letter itself. All right, let's find it. Where are you, letter? You would be in Word. This looks like it. Okay, maybe we'll blow it up a little bit. Instead of 100%, go to 120%, something like that. Okay, and I guess I could read it for you, even though I know you all know how to read. Dear Mr. Callaway, I have been an ardent Met fan since 1962. I really think that you have the potential to be a great manager, not just a good one. You got to butter them up a little bit if they're going to listen to you, right? I've witnessed many changes through the years, particularly in the way pitchers are handled. Whitey Ford, as a veteran pitcher, would routinely go 7 or 8 innings. Tom Seaver, in his era, would go all 9, as would Gooden a decade later. Pitch count was a non-starter. Today's flamethrowers cannot and or are not expected to complete games. Most have a built-in clock to throw around 100 pitches. Relievers have specialized roles. As I have observed the Mets pitching staff, I believe a radical new paradigm should be tried, maybe first at the AAA level. But the way the Mets are going, I think there's no need to do that because they are playing AAA ball. So might as well just start immediately. The paradigm. Designate your 4 best pitchers, arguably Thor, DeGrom, Matz, and Wheeler, to pitch in a 4-man rotation, with subject to these 5 rules. Rule 1, no player is allowed to throw more than 100 pitches. Rule 2, they don't start the game, but rather begin in either the 3rd or 4th inning. Rule 3, designate 3 other pitchers to start the game with a strict pitch count of 50 pitches. Not pitchers, but pitchers. I'll fix that on the air. Thus, they will pitch every fourth or fifth day. Rule 4, familiar remains the closer but may be used more often in unsafe situations. And Rule 5, all other pitchers are used for relief as always. Of course, this is assuming that Familia is healthy, Thor is healthy, etc. Right now, I would probably go with Gazelman and Lugo and Vargas as my starting three. And then I would use Paul Seawald and Familia as my two main relievers. All right, benefits. Each pitcher has a well-defined role and expectation. Psychologically, knowing their pitch count may help them pace themselves. That makes sense. It will confuse the opposition and will be under a lot of pressure to score early. The starting four will get to finish many more games, and you will get to use a pinch hitter early in the game much more often, probably in innings 2 through 4. Please let me know what you think of the paradigm, which can be modified, customized to better suit your needs. And I believe that there's an American League team, the Tampa Bay or one of those teams, that's doing something very, very similar. So while I thought of this first, there's always somebody else with a great mind thinking along similar lines as Dr. J. So the question is, what do you guys think of this? Instead of, let me get back the website and quit. I have to stop screen sharing. And there I go. Oh, I'm back. All right, so I'm happy I was able to share this letter with you, this open letter to Mickey Callaway, and really to all Met fans and to all baseball fans, because this paradigm could be used by any team, and I think it makes sense today in the new baseball game of the 2018. Because when I was a kid, like in 1958, 59, 60, it was a different game. Pitchers had rubber arms, apparently, or they didn't throw 100, they threw 90, 80. So the only pitcher that was even given credit for throwing 100 when I was a kid was Bob Feller. And he was a Cleveland Indian, and allegedly, according to the radar guns of that time, he was able to throw 100 miles an hour. But basically, it was unheard of. Whitey Ford probably threw in the high 80s. But maybe he could get it to 90, I don't know. But he was a great finesse pitcher. And that's how most pitchers were. Um, Bob Turley was the fast flame throwing Yankee pitcher in the early 60s, late 50s, and he probably threw in the 90s. So it's a different era. Pitchers were expected to go 9, now they're expected to go 6, 7. Quality start is going 6, giving up 2 runs. I don't know. Quality start in my day was Whitey Ford going 9 and giving up 1 run. So it's a little different. Um, we could talk a lot about other topics as well, and I did say that we're going to talk about different topics other than baseball. So what else comes to mind? Let's see. Um, there's a lot of things. Technology is an interesting area that we should really spend more time talking about. We can talk about Elon Musk probably every day and not run out of material. He's building he's building um, he's building elaborate tunnel systems from one coast to the other, so that we could get to LA to New York in 20 minutes or some ridiculous number like that. He's flying to the moon. He's doing all kinds of things. So Elon Musk alone is a great topic of conversation. Driverless cars is, in particular, a very important topic of conversation. I see them taking over for regular drivers in 5 to 10 years. I don't think our grandchildren and because someone my age or your children will ever need to know how to drive. It'll just be whistle for your horse. Your horse will come and get you. Your carriage will come to you, take you where you want to go. Probably no one will own a car. Transportation will become very cheap because you don't need to hire anyone to take you someplace. So the Ubers of tomorrow will probably be costing a fraction of what they cost today. And I see that's what we'll do. If we want to go from point A to point B, we'll take out our app, and within minutes, we'll have a vehicle at our door that'll take us from point A to point B. Okay, I think we're going to wrap it up quick for today, and I look forward to more Dr. J at 11. Our next one will be tomorrow. I'm not going to put the topic in just yet. I'm going to think about it, and also I would like to get some surprise guests on the show, and I'm looking forward to working on that as soon as I get off the air today. I'm going to make some phone calls, see if I can get somebody interested for tomorrow to appear with this old codger. Take care. It was fun. See you tomorrow.